everyone, Lisa here, and we are going to be reading Chapter 2 of Jenna Fischetto's Lipstick, Lies, and Dead Guys together. I thought I'd try something different and actually show you the words on the screen in case you like to read along. And also, you can get chapters, I believe 1, 2, and like part of 3 on Amazon in that look inside. However, Jennifer has given us chapters 1 through 5. So if you want to read all 5 chapters of this book to make sure it's something you love, then go ahead and download it. I have a link below just for you, and you're going to get all the first 5 chapters, which you can't get anywhere else. The second thing is we are going to be reading this in the Cozy Escape Buddy Reads for January. So we're doing something new. We're going to read one series, the first 3 books in the series for January, February, March of 2022. And so January we'll read book 1 in this series. February we will read book 2. And in March, we'll read book 3. So that's why we want to make sure, 1, that this is like a fun story that you're interested in. And as you know, this is a paranormal cozy mystery. And we did do the very last Paracozy book club last month. So this would be a great time to keep up with your Paracozy reading for book club. Now, to participate, we're going to be doing all the book club discussions asynchronously on Discord. So that means you can come and go whenever you want and chat about the book. And if you are a VIP member of book club, then you automatically get free access. So I will leave links to that as well so you can upgrade your account. Plus, Courtney and I have a ton of other benefits inside the VIP club. So we hope to see you there. But let's get started on this book. So chapter 2, hopefully you already read chapter 1 on Courtney's channel. If not, go ahead and do that now. And here we go. I was 10 when I realized other families don't hide in closets and jump out at their siblings. It's something we've always done, even our parents. Ma says she did it with her sisters, but while Aunt Angela didn't mind, Aunt Stella hated it. Maybe that's why they never got along, and Ma didn't want to go to her own sister's funeral. I turned on Enzo's street and switch off the headlights. It's quiet. Most of the homes are dark. There are no dogs barking or traffic zooming by. It's a great location. Enzo bought his first home a couple of months ago. He's the responsible one who makes plans and follows through. He decided to join the police force when he was 11. When he graduated high school, he enrolled in college, got his bachelor's in criminal justice, and then started at the academy. That's not to say that Izzy and I are irresponsible, just that our plans don't always work out as we hope. Izzy got pregnant her senior year of high school and never went to college. I majored in psychology with no concrete plans for afterwards, and it shows. I've had one dead-end job after another. If the ghost whisperer and sandwich maker gigs go south, I could be a professional babysitter or dog walker. I parked 3 houses before Enzo's and were careful not to slam the door. What if he locked the window, she asked, sounding worried. Luckily, this is a 1-story house, because I'm not climbing trees and swinging on vines ever, but especially not in a mini dress. No one needs to know my love for cotton Hello Kitty drawers. We'll figure something else out, I say. I take the lead and bend at the waist and run along the side of the house in true Mission Impossible style. Enzo has no fence or bushes, nothing to block the front from the back. His neighbor to the right has a 6-foot white picket fence along the sides of their property, so we're slightly hidden from prying eyes. Suddenly, the tune of Hall & Oates' Private Eyes fills my head. Ma's a huge music fan. I know the lyrics of songs released before I was born more than what's currently on the radio. We get to the last window at the side of the house. I take a deep breath and hold it. I push the window up. It doesn't budge. What if Izzy's right? How the hell can we pull this off? Then the wood around the glass gives, and the window rides up. I'm so excited that I almost laughed. I lift the pane as high as it will go and freeze. The nearest street lamp casts enough light into the room for me to see there's a lump under the covers on the bed. I crouch down and exhale slowly. Shoot. Izzy's by my side. What is it? Enzo's in there. Why is he sleeping in the spare room? Her whisper becomes shrill. I shrug. Because he can. Maybe he christens each room by sleeping in it. Maybe he's role-playing and he's Goldilocks. Who knows? Now what? We're silent for a second and she says, he's a heavy sleeper. He won't hear us. Is she crazy? I'd hear someone climbing through my window. Remember the time he slept through the smoke detector? That's right. I was in junior high and they were in high school when Ma burned down bacon on the stove. It was an early Saturday morning and the darn thing rang for 10 full minutes before it turned itself off. Enzo didn't stir the entire time. Izzy and I stood in the doorway to his room, watching him sleep and waiting for Ma to air out the kitchen by beating the smoke with a towel. It became a running joke how the house would burn down around him and we'd all be outside watching the flames. We have a weird sense of humor. Okay, let's do it. I stand, plant my palms flat on the sill, and hoist myself up at the same time Izzy grabs my butt and pushes me forward. I knock my forehead into the bottom edge of the window and it takes all my will not to yelp. Sorry, she whispers. Thankfully, Enzo doesn't have a lot of furniture yet, and this room only holds a bed. I lean forward and tumble toward the carpet. I give a quick prayer that I don't snap my neck and remember to tuck in my head. I land sprawled out in a very unladylike pose, exposing Kitty, then I freeze, listening for signs that we woke him. Izzy perches halfway in and halfway out of the window, and in some delicate dancer-type pose, she took ballet as a child. I colored with my box of 96 Crayolas. I don't think burnt sienna could have helped with my landing. We both hold your breath. A door slams in the next house. A car horn honks in the distance. I return to breathing, and Izzy climbs inside, sans the awkward finale. I get to my feet and take a step toward the bed. Enzo's on his back with the covers over his head and one arm dangling over the side, although I can't make it out due to the blankets. In that position, though, it has to be his arm. He was never one to worry about the monsters under the bed. Izzy and I liked our limbs tucked beneath our magical blankets because we knew that nothing could harm us under them. Izzy whispers in my ear, "I'll find the fuse box." She leaves the room and I just stand there waiting. And waiting. This is the part of the plan that makes no sense. How's she going to find a small metal box without turning on a light? Granted, Enzo will probably sleep through that too, some cop he makes, although I'll forget to tell him that. I think a carefully laid plan would be great if we were stealing the Hope Diamond, but surprise is always best with the scare. Hasn't Izzy learned that by now? She's always been an eye for an eye kind of girl, though. I, however, want to, without a second thought, I charge toward the bed, leap as high as I can, and let out a war cry that makes Spartacus proud, especially if I had one of those nifty little loincloth-type outfits. This time, I land with precision. Hands on both sides of his head, legs straddled across his thighs. Enzo doesn't flinch, but I know I surprised him. He had to wake up to that. "I got you, Enzo," I say, and pull the cover off his head. I gasp. It's not him. A pasty-faced plastic chick with painted-on blonde hair, brown eyes, and a huge red open mouth stares at me. Hey, that's just like my lipstick shade Bossy from ColourPop. It's an online store for lips, eyes, and cheeks that's super affordable and has the most pigmented products ever. I'm an uber fan. Izzy's voice and Enzo's laughter comes from the hallway. When they reach the spare room, Enzo flips a switch and the bedside lamp zaps away all the shadows and I'm left straddling a blow-up doll. Darn brothers. Gianna, meet Dolly. Enzo holds his stomach as he leans against the door, chuckling like an idiot. It takes him a few seconds to control himself. There's a retirement party for one of the sergeants. He shoved Dolly into my car afterwards. He didn't want his wife seeing it. Izzy curses under her breath while I detach myself from an embarrassing, picture-worthy moment. Thank goodness Enzo isn't clutching his phone. I don't blame him. It is funny, but Izzy isn't amused, and I'm spending the next few hours with her, so I hold back my laughter. "You're such a jerk," Izzy says, and not so playfully slugs him in the arm. It makes him laugh harder. "You think you're cool coming over this morning, wanting another look around because you love this house so much. I'm not dumb, sis. I knew exactly what you were up to when I opened the door." Izzy can be pretty obvious. She didn't inherit the sneaky gene. "You'll never get me back," Enzo says. "I'll always be waiting for you." I grab Dolly and give her a hard smooch on her cheek. Yep, the shades match. I pull down the visor at a stoplight just before Lindy's Bar on Atlantic Avenue. I touch up my lipstick, flip one of my dark brown curls to the outside of my side part, and wipe a black mascara dot from under my eye. I pull another strand of hair from the right dangling silver filigree earring and then glance at Izzy. She's still seething about Enzo. Is it really that big a deal? "We're going to get him," she snaps. Since she's the oldest, she believes she should be in control and win every time. I was never one for competitiveness. That was her and Enzo. I was just happy talking to the dead. I pull into the parking lot and toss my lipstick back into my purse. I know, but you have to admit that was clever. I wait for her to implode on me for taking his side. But instead, she lets out a deep breath. Maybe. Well, she didn't take my head off. I can't imagine her annoyance is solely directed at Enzo. I'm sure seeing Polly started her snarkitude. Let's go. I want to unwind with a drink. It's been a long day, and since I only get one for the whole night, I'm anticipating delicious magic in a glass. This will be fun. She plasters a smile on her face. I can't tell if it's genuine or falsely creepy. We get out of the car and walk across the parking lot. In college, this was my favorite place to hang out. Admittance for ages 18 and up, cheap drinks, no cover charge before 8, a small dance floor, and free darts. What else could a living at home 19-year-old with a part-time job in a deli want? Besides, a photographic memory for acing tests and a loyal, devoted boyfriend who looks like The Rock. I yank open the heavy wooden door as some guy rushes out. I see a blur of plaid and denim charge toward me, and I freeze. It'd be great in a disaster. Luckily, he stops before plowing me down, and we do that weird, embarrassing sidestepping dance together. I smirk at the awkwardness and look up into his face, but his Yankees cap is down too low, so I can't make out his eyes. He grips my shoulders, hard to pin me down, and runs around me. As he lets go, I wince and watch him head across the street. How rude. Wonder where his fire is. Who cares? Come on, I say, and make my way inside. This place is relatively empty and quiet. Since when? It's Saturday night. We have our pick of seats at the bar, and there are even several available tables. I'm a bit dumbfounded. I've never seen it like this. A lot of changes in a few years. We take seats at the wraparound bar and only have to wait 3 seconds before the cute bartender sets cocktail napkins in front of us. What can I get you, he asks. He can't be older than me with a shot of thick brown hair and light blue eyes. He smiles and a couple dimples appear. He's got to be a heartbreaker. I have a couple of dimples too, but I bet I rarely look that adorable. I glance at Izzy. Has she changed too? A couple of margaritas on the rocks, please. When she doesn't ask for a different drink, I sigh in relief. Nice to know some things stay the same. When he sets the drinks in front of us, I ask, why is it practically empty in here? He shrugs. Everyone's at Mitch's Tavern. I stir the red straw in my glass. That dive in the East End? He nods. They have live music now. A customer calls him over and he walks off. That's where Polly likes to hang. The only reason I think Izzy says it without choking on venom is because she's already sipped a quarter of her drink. Because of the music, I ask? She shakes her head and her long wavy hair sways against her shoulders. Because it's a dive, he fits right in. And there's the venom, right on schedule. I take a sip of my Rita for liquid courage and go in, praying I come back out with all my limbs. So, what's going on with you and Polly? Why are you and Alice staying at Ma and Pop's? She glares at me in her peripheral and I hold my breath. Maybe I should have waited until she was on her second or third drink. He's cheating on me. Whoa. Her body and mind stop moving for a second. I never expect her to say those words. Not Polly. He's one of the good guys. They've been married for 4 years. Alice was 9 when they met, and he loves her as if she was his own. Alice's biological douche walked out on them when Izzy was still pregnant. I immediately following high school graduation. So Polly stepping up and making sure Alice was okay with him gave him huge points in my book. How do you know? I ask, hoping she didn't walk in on him. That has to be 50 Shades of Disgusting. She shrugs and takes another sip, more like a gulp. I just know. I lay my hand on her arm. Wait, you don't have proof? Maybe it's not true then. We've only had sex twice in the past month, she says, and signals the bartender for another. And when he comes home, he's always tired and immediately wants a shower. A wife knows. I roll my eyes. That's it? Maybe he's tired from work. And I certainly want to bathe after dealing with the sick and dying all day. I get another glare. We keep this up. I'll need to invest in some protective gear. She downs the remains of her drink. What are your plans now that you're back? I guess that's the end of that conversation. Now on to one almost as stomach turning. I'm not sure. Live in the apartment, work at the deli, spend time with the family? Oh yeah, that's a great plan. She winks at the bartender when he places down her second drink. What's wrong with it? It's solid and boring. What happened to the girl with dreams of being a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher? I wanted to be a lot of things as a kid, like a spy and a professional candy taster too. None realistic. A doctor, lawyer, and teacher are realistic. Yeah, if you want to spend another 10 years in school, spend my days buried in briefs and law journals, or be underpaid. Besides, I don't want to be one of those things. I don't want to be those things anymore. She pokes an ice cube in her glass with her finger. Okay, then what do you want to be when you grow up? I sigh. I've thought of this 100 times, and I always end up back at the beginning. I don't know. I majored in psychology because I had to pick something. I've worked in various jobs to see what I like and to pay the bills. None of them I want to return to. On the other hand, I don't get the rush to have my entire future mapped out right now. Do I have to grow up? You'll figure it out one day, Izzy says, trying to be reassuring. I think it bothers my family more than me that I'm not working towards some specific career. I don't mind waffling in the wind. I'll figure it out eventually. If nothing pans out, I have a future in sandwich inventing. Izzy laughs. She either fondly remembers my BLT abilities or she's starting to loosen up. And a loose Izzy means some hip-thrusting action is near. I love dancing, letting go, and feeling free. And the last year I've only danced once, not counting the twerking and chicken dancing in Douche Nozzle's apartment when he wasn't home. Other than at my cousin Claudia's wedding, he and I never went out dancing. His job as an investigator for a law firm kept him busy most of the time. The door opens and several people walk in. First, a tall, slender, tan couple who look like they stepped off the New York Fashion Week runway. I stare hard at the woman's light blue sheath dress. It's simple yet gorgeous. I wonder if it would look right on me. Behind them are a couple middle-aged guys in skinny jeans, V-neck tops, and loafers. This place is not only dead, but there's no one to flirt with either. The final person is a single guy. He's looking down at his phone so I can't see his face. Instead, I check out the bod. Dark jeans, a light gray tee, and a black leather jacket. There's something familiar about him. I know that jacket. He looks up and our gazes lock. Crap, my entire body tenses. Douche Nozzle. And that's the end. All right, so remember, if you would like to read more of this book, chapters 1 through 5, make sure to download them for free below. And we hope to see you in the Cozy Escape VIP Club, where we will be reading this book for the next 3 months. So we're going to read, like I said, book 1 is January, Book 2 is February. Book 3 is March. So we've never done that before, so it'll be fun to like continue an entire series. And if you really like it, I believe there are like 7 or 8 books in the series. Like it's a very successful long-running series. And I know we didn't really get into it, but she can see and hear dead people, I believe. And yeah, so excited to do that. And it's all going to be on Discord, so you don't have to show up for like normal book club. We like have a live stream. You don't have to do that. As you read the book, you can pop into Discord, have a book discussion, pop in and out whenever you want. So it's very low key and very much something you can kind of do on your own time. All right, I hope everyone's having a fabulous day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.